Hello, welcome back to episode 2 of Journey Beyond the Abyss. Hopefully my microphone quality... Shoot, I have to go to sleep pretty much off the bat, great. Hopefully my microphone quality is a little better since last time. I have spent a lot of time trying to get it to work and make it better overall. So here's hoping it is a little better in that regard. Throughout the past week, I've been spent probably like 4 hours total just trying to get things working. I'm slowly losing my mind when it comes to trying to get this stupid microphone to work. I am making all sorts of modifications to it in desperate attempt to get it to be better quality, and I'll make one modification and then it'll be fine until I record another test session, and then it's not fine anymore. Why? I don't know. So I'm just recording this now, and I'm going to pray that it is fine. I give up now. I give up. I'm going crazy. The madness, it is consuming me. Okay, so in that case, we're going to look at, chapter 2? Yeah, chapter 2. This quest is just telling us where the island is. Already know, already here. Glory be to this island. The objective, I think, for this episode is to probably get to Grant Anvil, at least? Yeah, probably halfway through this. I can get there fairly quickly. Let's see. I also remembered that I left one of these crates at the platform, and inventory space is going to be a premium early on. So I'm definitely going to have to check that. Oh, almost forgot. /lives. 3 lives left. That's one of the requirements for doing this playthrough. I'm going to have to remember to do that. So with that in mind, we're going to go back to the island real quick. Yeah, okay, I got plenty of time. I just slept. We're going to go back to not the island, sorry, the platform. There we go. We're going to grab that crate. I think it's the crate that's in the dinghy that I spawned in that I left. We're going to grab that because, yay for inventory space. I'm going to look at something real quick. I'm going to eat a little bit. We will be fine. Let's go wander our happy bud over there. So, I guess a couple things I want to cover. When it comes to frequency of uploads, I'm going to try to keep it at least once a week. Maybe it'll be a little bit more frequent, depending on how badly I want to play this mod pack. Maybe I'll just record in advance and release weekly, but at the very least, I do want it to be weekly, because this is going to be an extremely long series. I'm going to, again, reference 12th Century Fox. In fact, I'm probably going to reference him a lot throughout the series, because his playthrough is by far one of the more complete ones that are out there. To my knowledge, there have been no recorded playthroughs that have actually beaten the pack. But his is very thorough, I would say. You get to see sort of the experience of the pack when you watch his series, and I do think he covers it quite accurately. He's been doing it for like over 3 years, and he's over 300 episodes in, and he's only I believe he's only at the end of chapter 7, so that might give you an indication of just how I'm going the wrong way, because I'm just blabbering. Great, lovely. That might give you an indication of just how long this playthrough is going to be. There will be times where not a whole lot's going on. There'll be grinding segments. Hopefully, I will figure out how editing works and just cut out periods of time where I'm just doing the exact same thing for like an hour straight. It's going to be horrible, but whatever. Eventually, I do think the grinding will become more interesting in the sense that you'll be able to automate things once machines start coming into play. Oh, pollution already right there. Far am I away? Oh, wrong thing. J. Oh, I'm right there. Okay. Oh wow, if I had gone just a couple inches forward, I would have seen it. Cool. Let's see. I know my commentary quality, whatever, isn't the greatest. It will get better over time. It's almost inevitable that it will. So, please bear with me until that becomes a reality. I'm going to yoink these ladders. And I'm going to go up there and yoink it. Ooh, gimme, 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 gimme. We're going to want these ladders for later. I'm gonna go ahead and cannibalize the dinghy as well. Freezing to death already. Cool beans. Cannibalize some of this for the early wood. Did I get it? I think I got it. So, let me go and cannibalize this. Yeah, there will be segments where I'm just doing a thing and I won't actively say anything. Unlike, I don't know, if you look at, like, other, like, YouTubers or stuff like that, where they have, like, you know, engaging commentary at any given point in time. It's like, oh, wow, you know, I'm gonna, like, make a big deal about this, yada, yada, yada. That's not how this playthrough is gonna be. There are going to be moments of quiet reflection as I do a task. I'm going to try and keep you appraised of my thought process at any given point in time, and what my plans are moving forwards with each action that I do. But for the most part, it's just going to be sort of calm, stagnant. I think it's just going to be the nature of this playthrough. It's a very long one. It's not like, say, I don't know, Terra Firma Greg. Terra Firma Greg would probably be actually pretty boring to watch because it's just very slow-paced. You get this in this modpack too, but I mean, I really like it. I'd say as we progress through the modpack, once we get to the different chapters and we get to the dungeoning element, there's going to be a lot more going on. The first dungeon, the dungeon in the forest on the island that I'm based on, that will probably be one of the first true tests of the One Life. It's where I am in true danger of losing lives. I don't think I'm going to lose lives. I've done it enough times that I think I will be okay, but if there's a time I'm gonna die early, it's gonna be that. And no reason why we sleep religiously is to prevent mobs from spawning so that I don't get killed by them. Not just to prevent diseases. Ugh. Swimming, swimming, swimming. There we go, getting close to it. We will be, in this chapter 2, we will be going into that dungeon in the forest soon here. Not in this episode. But there are some books that I'm going to need to get access to. So there's one thing I want to show you once I stop swimming here. Give me one moment. I also want to eat those redwoods eventually. We're going to be eating like a couple of those redwood trees just for the wood eventually. That's going to be fun. Give me 1 second. Here. So we are going to be using a mod called Game Stages. And as each stage unlocks, more of these books will become available. So, basically, in this first dungeon, we're going to need to find 4 books. Once we find these books, we can use them to unlock, like, sub-game stages that aren't just in the quest game stage. Like, for example, game stage Copper Age, right? These books will unlock game stages within these game stages. And we definitely want to get those books. Like, for example, Shoot. Which one is hidden behind it? I think it would be probably refractory clay. No? Okay, so here. So we need the stage Merchant first to make this item, right? One of the books, like one of these game stages books, is that stage. And before we get... So, like, if you look at the recipe, right? To make a single refractory clay, you need 4 lumps of refractory clay, 4 pulp, and... there we go. We don't even know what this is because, again, we need one of these books to know what it is. That's a charcoal filter from Tough as Nails. So, without knowing what that is, we'd have to use this recipe before we can use this. This, I mean, you get the same thing out of that for only 3 lumps of refractory clay instead of the 4 plus the pulp plus this charcoal filter. It's just infinitely cheaper. So we're definitely going to want to get those books. And it's sort of going to be the theme going on as we play this mod pack. Exploration is highly encouraged, as I figured out, and you'll see probably examples of that as we progress. So, moving on, I'm going to ignore those vendors. They are not useful to me right now. I'm just looking over there. Can't see the dungeon yet, but we'll see it eventually here. We'll be wandering off into that wheat field and you'll probably catch a glimpse of it just through the trees. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and just make some sheer progression. Nighttime approaches. Ah, that's right. There is one thing I want to get. Shop. Do I have access to it yet? Where is it at? Let's see. Not the bank. Maybe I don't have access to it yet. I'm looking for Geiger counter. I thought you could purchase it from the shop there. I'm probably evidently misremembering. That, or it might be that, actually. The reason why I want Geiger counter is because there is nuclear craft in this mod pack, which means there's background radiation. And from what I've been able to figure out, there is no way to really get rid of your accumulated radiation apart from the natural decay that you have over time. And the only way to do that is to pop RadX, which we'll be treating that like medicine, where we'll be taking it also pretty religiously. Reason being because if you happen to die with radiation poisoning in nuclear craft, you don't lose radiation poisoning when you respawn. It's just like a perpetual thing. It's horrible. I've only ever got caught in the loop once in a mod pack before, and it terrifies me. And since we have no ways to actually actively reduce radiation, because we don't have access to the Radaway recipe, we're going to be popping RadX and then using the... Oh, that's a guard. Okay, I was worried. You can see probably right there, there's like this skeleton. Maybe you can see it. I don't know if you can. A skeleton with a bow. It's a custom NPC. It is hostile. We're not going to get near it. We're just going to sort of stay. And I don't know what fences are. You know what iron is before we know what a fence is. Heaven forbid, right? So, right now, we're going to accumulate enough money to purchase RadX, because one of the... yeah, that's right, you're just going to follow me. One of the merchants in that market stall over there sells RadX for very cheap. Just a couple of, deniers. Yeah, deniers. And we will be able to purchase quite a bit from him. And I want to remain on top of that. I don't know if radiation, if I even have to do this, but I don't trust radiation. And again, there's no way for me to get rid of it. And I don't foresee us being able to get rid of it for a very long time, apart from using the natural decay of radiation over time. So I want to get on top of that. I don't want it to accumulate, because it does take a long time for radiation to passively just go away using that method. It's not the best method, but I've got nothing better. And I prefer to nip that problem, well, before it becomes a problem. Again, I could just be being paranoid for no reason, but better safe than sorry. Worst case scenario, I just am wasting my money and time chugging RadX when there's no actual threat. That's okay. In fact, if any of you guys know whether or not that is a thing I should be worrying about, or if I am, again, just wasting my time, do let me know down in the comments. That would be nice to know. It would save us a little bit of money. I'm going the wrong way. I can't sell my wheat over there. How much wheat do I have? I've got enough, I think, to buy... How much was it per? I think it's like 8 deniers per, or something like that? Or 4. That's one of the two. I should be able to buy a little bit, and we'll be able to chug that occasionally. Oop! Lag spike! There we go. I'm gonna go over here, and we're going to wait for Aufgard Bernhard to come over here, and we can trade with them for the wheat and get 2 deniers per wheat. Yeah, so it's gonna be like 128, 60. So a little under 3 denier argents, the silver currency. Just gonna wait here. Not gonna really move around because I'd hate to move out of the box, quote unquote, that triggers whether or not the person should be coming. They're probably... Oh, I think that's them right there. Maybe. I think they're right behind that guard, and they're pushing that guard. Or... No, the guard's walking. Okay. Never mind. I'm blind. Unfortunately, this can take a little bit of time, depending on where they are in the village. They're probably... You know what I think they are? I think they're probably at this church right here. So they're probably walking across the entirety of the village. Yep, there they are. They're probably there. So there we go. 2 denier argent. We are going to go buy some Radex. Unfortunately, we cannot make a whole lot of money doing that. I mean, we could. We could sell the entire, that entire field of wheat's worth of, wheat. But unfortunately, that doesn't provide the money we're going to need in the quantities we're going to need it. We're going to go take a look at the stall real quick, actually. Maybe we won't hit halfway, now that I think about it, judging on how many things are going on. That's a thought process right there. But I guess we'll go see the trades real quick. As I slowly meander my way over here. Definitely get comfortable in this series. It's going to be a lot of this. You're not the Radex person, but you can see, like, you know, they'll trade all sorts of different things. I can't use any of this until I know what the merchant is, which we will learn about that later. Hey, we know what the fake apple is, though. That's cool. So, this guy, food. Awesome Dash will be selling diving equipment, and you can see, like, for, like, the highest tier of diving equipment, you need 16 denier ores. That is nothing to scoff at. Let's see. Electrical? Yeah, we'll be stuck with this first, because that's the Copper Age, and then electrical. Once we get access to electrical, we'll probably just skip all these middle tiers and go straight for this. We will have money going forwards. You will see how I will accumulate money in not insignificant quantities, and that will be very useful. Does she have the thing? Was it you? No, I think it was Chunky Pudding MC. So, when it comes to the 1 lives, I do have a strategy going forward. As you can see, I have no idea if I showed this last episode or not. We're going to pretend I didn't. Lives, hearts. This is a source of infinite lives as far as I can tell. It's very expensive, prohibitively so. We will not have access to renewable lives for a very long time. They also sell the Radex. Glory be to the Radex. I cannot buy it in bulk. I'm going to have to click it manually. That's great. We will probably be using this person for other things. The Geiger counter! I just realized, but I'm broke now. Okay, you're the one who sells it. Cool. Okay, cool. These 2 are like bankers, I think. It's like inventory space over here. I don't live over here. Yeah, so I could like stash stuff in here. And he'd hold on to it, and he can buy more. We will not be using him for the most part. Maybe I should. But I won't, because I'm stubborn. That guy sells Bionization 3 stuff, so medical stuff, way beyond what we're able to do right now. This person sells floppy disks, and I haven't even seen these stages before. So, once again, well beyond what we're capable of doing. And then this person sells more Bionization stuff. Again, it's beyond what I can really do. I know what they are, but I can't do anything with them. austinsupercar sells more advanced stuffs too. You probably won't see them very much. You can see these guys just wandering around. Terrible. We're gonna have to cage them eventually. In fact, I'm caging you while I can still know where you are. I think you're important. You're important. We're gonna be using you relatively soon here. Just stand there, okay? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be using him as well. We're going to be purchasing this when we get the chance from him. That's one of them. Let's go see if we can't find the other 3. Go ahead and get that out of the way so that I know where they are when the time comes. Austinsupercar is over here, so I guess we'll leave him alone. Well, actually, no, we'll just... Come here, buddy. Come here. Just stay right there. Oh, no, okay. Come on. Up here. There is Royally Dawson? Royally King. Okay. He's also going to be pretty important for what we're going to be doing later. Let's get you over. Okay, you're walking. Cool stuff. At least she's doing it now. Yeah, okay. Oop, nope. Just a little bit. Okay. That's 3 of the 4. And now Questmaster Jr. I think he's probably still in the village. So we're going to go check that. Nighttime approaches, so we're going to have to go... We're going to go sleep now, actually. It's going to take a while to walk over there. Where are you, Questmaster Jr.? Where are you? I've not seen him right off the bat. He's probably over that way. You know, he likes to wander that direction, but who knows. We're going to hang out. Oh, nope, there he is. Okay, so he's right there. Wait, still got about 26 seconds before nighttime. Well, until I can sleep anyways. Let's look at the quest real quick. We're going to pick up the rewards for this quest. Got some flint. It's not a bad reward this early on. Requires us to make a bucket. We'll take a look at that in just a second once we cage him and start settling down. Also have to do some inventory management. It's getting a little cluttered. Sleepy time. I would take this bed over to where my area is. However, I don't know what it is. I think I need the merchant stage for that too. So that's cool. Let's go cage Questmaster Jr. over here. Hi, my friend. You were going to wander. I don't want you to wander, so into the cage you go. He's gonna wander away before I get this finished. Nope, nope, I got it just in time. Cool stuff. Moving over here. Trees are coming in nicely, except for that one. That thing seems to have died several times over now. Lovely. Set that up. Alright, let's get some basic organization going. I guess this will be sort of materials like this. Maybe. Do that. Plants, I guess, in this one. Help have some sort of basic organization going. And I guess raw materials or something. And this can just be random stuff. Sure. Tools, yeah, so we'll just do stuff like this. That going. Ladders, I don't need those right now, so we'll put those away. We'll just craft these up because I don't put these or anything else. We'll keep some of this stuff on me at all times. Same with the rocks, actually, if I think about it. It's going to be one of those things where I'll use those constantly. So, with that done, we are now going to look at the quest progression. So, drying rack. This is why I wanted the ladders. These ladders require 2 twine and 7 compressed sticks, so cannibalizing a couple of those free ladders that aren't actively useful to us will take us a long way. We will go ahead and make 1 because I'm poor. So do that. Let's compress stick again. Need real sticks. I don't have real sticks, and the best way to do that is to punch at leaves. The drop rate you get from doing this is way higher than it would be to actually just create the sticks using the chopping block. So, we're just going to do this. We're going to get like a stack of sticks. And this is what I meant by there are going to be some times where we're just grinding effectively. That's okay. I find it pretty chill. I'm very resistant to the grind, I feel like. We will have quiet times like this, though, where we're just not doing a whole lot. And again, it will be sort of like this for the initial parts of the pack. Once we get to the dungeons, like I was mentioning, it will increase a little bit, especially when we go into the Abyss and check out the dungeons there. It will become a lot more dangerous than what it is right now. But before we can do any of that, we're going to need some equipment, because if I try doing that now, I would just straight up keel over and die. That would be the end of me. A nice stack of this going. Yeah, so I guess like the first stages of this mod pack can best be characterized as progressing through pyrotech, just getting your roots established, quote unquote. I can't really reach those anymore. And just surviving day to day rather than making, you know, great gains. And I personally enjoy that. I feel like, you know, because once you do get to those moments where you're not just surviving day to day and you're actually making some significant progress, you know, you can look back on where you started in this mod pack and be like, yeah, I came from quite literally not even being able to make a normal crafting table, messing around with sticks and stones, quite literally, like not even vanilla sticks and stones, just like these little baby sticks and stones. And I feel that, I don't know, it makes me, I particularly enjoy it, and maybe you will as well. I feel like this mod pack really caters to a very specific type of individual. So it won't be for everyone. What was the ladder? Ladder, and then rack. You know, I could just be smart about it. Yes, we're going to be intelligent. We're being intelligent. I'm gonna pop that, just get that going. Usually remember to pop that when I have a Geiger counter telling me that, oh, you're increasing. Going to go over here. We're gonna go harvest a bunch of wheat. Maybe we'll get introduced to one of the custom mobs that loves to just sort of stand on the edge. Not that skeleton thing right there. There's one deeper in that. I don't like him. If I get too close to the forest, we will encounter him. So we're going to just sort of stay back. Fortunately, custom mobs like that... Oh, there he is! Ow! Oh, that is him. You're not even a guard. Okay. That's him. That's the guy. We don't like him. He has some sort of staff that shoots sort of like wither projections at me. Let's see if we can bait him to do it again. Yep. As you can see, that took like a fourth of my health off. He's horrible. We're not going to go anywhere near him. That's him. That's my friend. I hate him. Go away. I'm just going to keep an eye on him out of the corner of my... Oh. Nope, he's killing a butterfly. Oh, I can see the mobs inside moving around. He's a fun one. We don't like him. Fortunately, he's on that side of the fence, because there's a fence over there that is keeping him away. Otherwise, he would be running me down, and I'd have to go to the custom NPC defenders that are guarding the village. Let's see. Always replant your fields, because if you don't, you won't have things for later. One could argue that lots of stuff, but I don't know. I like the aesthetic of it. One thing that you're going to see throughout this pack is that I do not have a sense for aesthetics. We're going to be living in a cobblestone cube. That's sort of how it's going to be. I'll try to make some improvements. In fact, I would love suggestions when we get to that point. But for the most part, we're going to be living in cubes. That's just sort of how I work. Do I like it? Not the best. I'd prefer if I had the ability to create things, even as simple as that. Unfortunately, my brain quite literally doesn't operate like that at all, so when it comes to making things pretty, I'm not good at doing that. I can't do that. My brain don't work like that. It is sadness. But oh well. Who knows? Maybe I'll get better at that over time. Go over here, sell it. I think we're gonna go purchase the Geiger counter just to get that started. Again, could just be paranoid about that for no reason, but hopefully one of you more knowledgeable individuals that are watching this, if any or at all, will be able to tell me whether or not I'm wasting my time. Regardless, this is what we're doing now. Let's see. We're going to have to make a campfire. We're going to have to cook those up. Or we could just purchase the apples. That's a thought, but what am I going to use these apples for? You can actually turn them into Radex, by the way, which is funny. We're not going to do that, because again, way cheaper just to purchase them. But, can do that. I'm trying to think. It's not really... Do we want to cook them up now, or can we just buy them? Because we can buy them for pretty cheap. I think we're just going to buy them, actually, I think about it. Hoard the apples for later. At the very least, at the very late game, we could use them for gapples. Yeah, we're just going to hoard them. No point making them right now, I don't think. Nighttime approaches again, so we're going to go to sleep. Eventually, once we get access to torches, real torches, not the primal... Sorry, not primal, like pyrotech torches, which are truly, utterly terrible, we will be able to then torch up the area and just make a massive torch field, and then we won't have to sleep religiously. We can do things in the night, which just doubles the amount of progress we can make per day. Is there local difficulty per day? There is. Oh, day 203. That's right, this mod pack starts a couple hundred something days, which I find very interesting. You can definitely see how long it took the creator of the mod pack to create everything. So that's interesting, but you can see local difficulty is almost 4, so that sucks. So I guess things are doing a lot more damage than they would be normally if we're not 200 days in. What 200 in? It's either like 199 or 200 from the time we start then, because we've only gone through 3 to 4 days. Definitely thinking about that. Okay. I hope that's not going to become an issue. But it does, as far as I remember, the local difficulty increases how much damage is done to you. I think. Don't know. Whatever. Whatever. Let me check something. Did I take his quest? I did. So we have 2 separate quest lines. The book, which is the main quest line, and then we have Quest Master's quests over there. So he just wants flint and steel. So the end of chapter 2 is when we'll talk to him again. I don't think he really gives anything other than being sort of a general guide of just like, yep, do this and then come back to me. So we'll leave him alone for the most part. I like the forest over there. I really like the redwoods. Alright, I want the Geiger counter. Yoink. Come on. Okay. Were you? No. Who was the one that sold food? Was it you? They're actually... Ooh. Okay, maybe we will be making baked apples. Okay, so we could take... Okay, we can buy normal apples, which we will do, because it's way cheaper. We need a currency conversion into the denomination that he wants. Ugh, sometimes it sort of sticks and I can't place it in my inventory, so we'll just do this. We'll buy a bunch of apples, yeah. Probably... Do I want to buy everything already? I think we will. Sort of embrace it. He sells bottled water too, so we could drink the water and then use the bottles for the future. So that's an early source of glass of some sort right there. That's cool. Really cool. He sells flour in bulk too. Can I do anything with flour? This is actually new to me. I haven't actually bothered to use his trades before. Okay, I think I know what we're doing next time. It's a shame I just used all my money, but we can buy this in bulk, so this is like 4 meals. This is 16 meals for the same price. That's crazy. Okay, we'll be doing that. We'll just live off of bread for the foreseeable future. I don't know if it's better than baked apples, but it's definitely cheaper, I can tell you that much. So, now that we have the Geiger counter, in the lower left corner, you can see rads per tick. And if I use the Geiger counter on myself, you can see how much radiation I've accumulated. We are currently under the effects of Rad-X, so we are not taking any radiation, but as soon as that wears off, the radiation will go up, and it will actually be accumulating more than it naturally decays in the overworld. So, yeah, we will just sort of be monitoring the radiation. We'll just keep whenever we see the rad per tick go up, we'll just pop a Rad-X and just keep that in check for the foreseeable future. We are no longer poor in terms of food, so we're going to just cook up a bunch of food. Probably cook up the vast majority of these apples into that. Do I have my fire? Oh, it's in my inventory. Alright. Caveman time. Time to just sit around the fire and wait. Well, actually before that, let's go ahead and try and make a drying rack, I guess. It's gonna burn, isn't it? Drying rack, 4 twine, and some compressed sticks. We have all that. We're actually going to make use of the inventory menu. Do it like this, just so I can keep an eye. Oh, there it goes. Okay, cook up the next one. We're gonna have to use the crafting table over here for this. 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll just craft a 4. Okay. No? That's weird. That's strange. Oh, it might be the next level of that does what I was just trying to do. There's another level of that crafting table thing. Oh, it's Rad-X time. There's another level of this crafting table later on that allows you to stack multiple items in a slot. So if you shift, it would tell you, like, there's 2 items here instead of just the 1. But this is the lower level of that, so can't do that. Do we need 4 drying racks at this stage in time? No, but they are comparatively cheap, I guess. And we will want them eventually anyways, so we're just going to bite the bullet and scale up. I also believe the questing rewards are going to be giving us a lot of what we need, and this is why I didn't want to invest in more of these crew drying racks, because there you go, we're already moved past them. There's just no reason to really use those things. These things are infinitely faster, so you'll see just in a second. And yep, done. See? Done already. Versus that where it takes, I think it tells you in this, it takes 45 seconds. 45, sorry, I was receiving a call. 45 seconds on the crew drying rack versus 6 seconds on the normal drying rack right there. It's just night and day difference. So we will not be using these crew drying racks anymore. We will just get rid of them completely. And it's like that for every single recipe. So straw is the next thing we can do. We could make it from 6 dried plant fibers, or we could dry wheat. So we're going to have to go back over to the wheat field again, and we're going to have to get more dirt clumps. Ah, yes, truly worthwhile. I'm trying to think. We gotta go back over there anyway, so let's do it now. We've got enough time before nighttime comes, so we don't have to sleep anytime soon. We're gonna go just get a bunch of it. So, give me one moment while I walk my happy butt over here. Trying to think ahead as well. Speaking of thinking ahead, yeah, we're gonna need the pit kiln, which that needs dried plant fibers. So I'm gonna have to break a bunch of these grass eventually. We'll get to that in a little bit. I'm gonna try and move fast through these early stages. I do know what I'm doing, fortunately, so hopefully it will go a lot faster than it would if it were a blind playthrough. But again, it's going to be sort of slow due to the nature of what I'm doing. Planting the field again. No reason I like planting the field because I don't. Oh, they're all out. They're all out. I hate them. Hate them all. So a thing with custom NPCs, if you kill them, they're going to just respawn shortly afterwards, so there's no point killing them. They're like sort of like the player in that regard, where they're functionally immortal. I don't think we're ever going to trap them, but maybe we will at some point in time, just as a sort of, haha, I can do this to you, and I don't like you. And apparently you don't like me, so I'm going to cage you for all eternity. I think we're going to try that with one of the bosses over there. We'll see it eventually here. I would like to, but we might die a couple times in the process, and if that's the case, we might not do it. Definitely thinking. I'll probably try to go for those beehives, and I bet that boss is going to be an issue when we go for those beehives, because there's forestry in this, obviously, it's from, and obviously, and we're probably going to want those. I don't know, I haven't ever gone for them, but I get the feeling we're probably going to want to get those. We have so many seeds, I don't care about them, actually. There's the byproduct. There's no point filling up my inventory with stacks upon stacks of wheat seeds. It's quite useless. I'm leaving that fire going because I don't want to make another tinder. If I take all the logs out, I will have to make another one. I don't want to do that. So dirt clump, I guess you can just be in here. Let's go ahead and get some straw going. It's going to take a little bit of time, and while that goes, we have food. Could babysit it again. Yeah, I think we'll just babysit. Babysit the apples over there. While the fire is still going. Definitely just trying to think. Nighttime approaches. Are these at good lengths yet? Sizes? Yes, that's like 2. I have a method that I like using for figuring out when to chop these. I look at the block that they're currently sitting on. Got 26 seconds. I'll show you when we get back. Again, we're going to be sleeping religiously. We are not going to let nighttime fall at all. We're going to be very cautious. And now we wait. We can make hemp. Okay. So I could harvest more of those the grass around for the plant fibers and dry them out and whatnot. But we have access to a recipe, the hemp fiber, which allows us to harvest that instead. So hold on. I don't know if I know what hemp seeds are. Do I know what hemp seeds are? We do. Okay. Do I have any in storage? No. Yes, yes. We will actually, with that in mind, so many things to do, so little time. Yep, I'm just gonna take the wood. Whatever, I'm gonna have to make another one anyways. Oh well, oh well. We are going to actually start planting hemp over here. Get that going, so that we don't have to go around and destroy this grass repeatedly, just to get plant fibers. And that's also another thing I really like about this mod pack, is that as you progress through each stage, recipes that were normally difficult will become easier to make over time. And I haven't actually seen any other mod pack do this. Usually they'll just like have the, classify this as like a tier 1 material, right? And as the mod pack progresses, you have to get more and more of the tier 1 material, but this tier 1 material's recipe never changes, and then it's just like a linear progression of the exact same production chain that you had going forwards. In this mod pack, the tier 1 material has different recipes that makes it easier to make said material, and then it can be used in further production recipes eventually. We'll see that in terms of twine. Twine will... there you go, see? We don't have access to it right now, but instead of making industrial hemp fiber into the dried plant fibers, which gives 4, which equals 1 twine, we could instead turn it directly into 2 twine, so it's effectively doubling the resources. But in order to do that, we need whatever this is, which we're not going to know what that is until the copper stage. And that'll be sort of a theme throughout this mod pack, which, again, I've never seen another mod pack do this. And I really, really, really like how this mod pack does that. It's a very unique feature and makes these production chains become simpler over time. It also incentivizes you to get through this game stages, because what might be really difficult for you to make at your current state in the mod pack will most likely become much easier later on in the mod pack, provided you get enough technology. It really incentivizes technological progression in that sense. Unfortunately, we're not at that stage yet, so we are breaking grass. This is the pinnacle of our technological progress. Okay, so we're going to collect this a little bit. We're going to plant more of this hemp. We want to get a good field of this going. We'll just repurpose it as we need. Okay, that works. And now we're going to wander my way back, collecting fiber as we go. Once that hemp comes in, we won't really have to do this anymore. But until that day comes, we are going to be doing this. Oop, next spike. There we go. I want to avoid the flowers simply because they'll just clog my inventory. And again, I'm a hoarder, so I'm not going to just toss them out. I'm going to hoard them. Especially since we're on an island. I don't know if there are any real other land masses. I'm pretty sure there are, but I have not encountered any other land masses, so we're going to... If there's resources like flowers, we're going to be hoarding said flowers. Nah, we're not going to bother. We're going to wait for the hemp to grow in and see how that works. Knock out some of these tall grass so I can actually see if I ever get into combat. I don't want them to block me. Thinking. Yeah, should just chuck these. Looks like the straw got done, so that's good. We are going to use the crude racks over here. So, again, 12 minutes IRL, 2 minutes 24. Night and day difference. We are going to do this, though, because I gotta babysit plant fibers. And we're going to be doing this. It is engaging. It is riveting. It is necessary. Try to get through this as quickly as possible. But, yeah, there's not really much to comment. I'm drying plant fibers. Doing the grinding portion of Minecraft. Let me see if I can think of any topics to talk about. No, I don't have anything to talk about. Nutty. Well, I guess in moments like these, I should probably learn how to edit videos. Since I don't really have any experience in doing YouTube-related things, I don't have any editing software at the present moment. It's moments like these where I should definitely start looking into that, but in between this video and the last video, I was attempting to figure out the microphone situation. Again, I hope it's a better quality than the last one. I know it was definitely potato mic levels. I do think I have made decent progress on that, but unfortunately I'm still using a relatively cheap microphone. And there's only so much you can do with that when it comes to audio editing. So for moments like this where I'm doing the same exact thing over and over again, and it's just like a grind. I definitely should be looking at doing some editing software. I'll also have to check in with the moderators of the Discord server. There is a Discord server for this mod pack. I will link it in the description if you want to go check it out. Pop in, say hi, and be like, "Oh, hi guys! You know, what can you tell me about this?" And you know, everyone's pretty great over there, and they will be more than happy to assist you in getting started or answering questions you might have. Definitely have assisted me when I've had questions, that's for sure. But so one thing I want to ask them is whether or not I can edit stuff like this out, so you don't have to watch me grind, and I don't have to constantly keep thinking of things to talk about while doing it, because while there's absolutely nothing going on like that, I am completely and utterly brain farting. I'm gonna keep a couple of this. Let's see. Straw bales. Yeah, okay. I thought nighttime was coming. I was paranoid. We are at the stage where we need to make cobblestone. Or, no. Not make cobblestone. We need to make real stone. Which we will not actually be using the pit kiln for. We will actually be purchasing our cobblestone and real stone from the village. You can see roughly their stockpiles of both, and they have over 1,000 of each. And they're relatively cheap. So in order to make, like, real stone, we would have to use the pit kiln with a 33% chance of failure, and it takes 2 minutes. And this comes from cobblestone. It's just going to be way simpler to purchase it from the villagers. So, like, yeah, for a single piece of cobblestone, it's 2 deniers. That's it. Stone's 1 more. It's so much cheaper and so much faster to get these 2 stones in bulk from the village. So we will be using that. We will... I'm trying to think. Will we be using it here? No. We will not we will not be making it from the quest line. So, for example, this, we will not be making it through the pit kiln process, even just for the quest. We will purchase it straight up from the village, which means, you guessed it, more wheat farming. We're a farmer in our early days. Oh wow, it's already finished. There you go. See, these ones are still drying. This batch is already done. Crazy efficiency. We'll queue up another batch. Nighttime approaches again. And I think we're going to go back out to the field in that case. We'll put you there. Yeah, we need cobblestone. We can make a straw bale. Nighttime approaches. We have a little bit of time. Cool. We're just going to stockpile you. Let's see. Do that. Actually, we'll take you with this. That. Do a little bit of inventory management. Because we're going to want to carry a lot of wheat with us on this trip. We'll probably just try and fill the entire inventory at this point. Oop. I'm a little late. Hopefully they won't start spawning just yet. Oh, I see 2 things just spawned in. I'm looking at journey map to see that. So, that's what happens if you start letting them spawn, and if you let them spawn all night, the village just becomes an absolute battleground. So, we're going to try to avoid that at all costs. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and just put this in here. I want to put the apples on that. Just hold on to that. Okay, yep, wheat farming time. Cool beans. It does seem like we won't be making as much progress as I did want to make in this episode, or at least initially thought. The time is coming soon. I'm gonna try and keep these videos to about an hour max, maybe a little bit over, give or take. But yeah, okay, they're still there. I thought I didn't see them initially, and I was like, uh-oh, where have they gone? But we're getting pretty close to where I wanted to be, or thought I was going to be. Yeah, so like that guy's like right there. I can't use like half this field without being attacked by him. It's great. It's lovely. It's amazing. So we're gonna go for a full inventory's worth. And we're going to just mass sell it for that early money. And then we're going to buy in bulk a bunch of a combination of stone and cobblestone. Okay. Farming their crops for them. Okay. And we'll just replace this. Riveting. I'm aware. Planting the crops back so I have them later. I want to replace all of this. Maybe not. Maybe I'll grow bored doing this. There's so many crops, and we will not be using them in these quantities. They're great for getting a little bit of money here and there, but if we want to make a lot of money, these just aren't viable. So, for example, the life, right? The 64 denier ores, the golden currency. If you were to try and get the money required for that just from selling wheat, you would have to get, let's see, medicine time. You would have to, so 64, and then each one of those denier ores is 64 denier argent, so that's 64, in fact, let me just bring up a calculator on my second monitor. 64 times 64, so that's 4,096, and then it takes another 64 to make a denier argent, so you times that by another 64, and then since you get 2 deniers per wheat, you would then divide that number by 2, so you would have to have 131,072 pieces of wheat just to afford an extra life from the merchant. Yeah, no, that's not feasible. We would quite literally be dedicating like hundreds of hours just to trying to get an extra life. It's not going to happen. There is an item that we will get, I think, probably in the next chapter that we'll start to begin cultivating that provides a lot more return on investment and will make getting additional lives via that method much simpler. But as of right now, it's well outside our capabilities to do so, and trying to do that via wheat is not a good idea. I initially did try to use wheat to get those lives, to come up with the money for them, and then I think I harvested this entire field like 4 times before I was like, okay, we're not close. Let me actually like sit down and do the math to figure out how much wheat I'm gonna need for this. And I came up with that number. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I just wasted a bunch of my time harvesting wheat. That's fun. But it goes to show you just how useful math is. Very useful ability to have. And we are done. We're going to just chuck the extra seeds because I don't need them. We're not going to bother filling out the inventory. I don't care. Well, we're going to sell what we have. That should be more than enough money for what we're about to do. I hope. Yes. Yes. So because each of these, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 stacks. That'd be 7 stacks of cobblestone because they're at the same ratio. And 7. Yeah. Okay. So we'll get a couple stacks of each. And now we wait. I think we're going to get the cobblestone, and then we're going to call it, because that'll be about a little over an hour. So we'll progress through that, and that will bring us to this section right here where stone is. And the next one, we'll go for the anvil and start getting the soaking pot going so that we can begin to produce pulp. Pulp is going to be extraordinarily useful moving forwards. We're going to use it for almost everything. Oh, we're just going to wait for... Oh, there they come. Oh, they've got a quest. Husband's lunch. We're not going to do that. Come here. But I could. I could do the quest. Yeah, sure, we'll do it. It's simple enough. Oh, it's an unfamiliar item. Not good. Merchant. Amazing. Okay, so we'll go, we'll do the quest then. I don't remember who the name was. He'll probably be at either the tavern or the church. Probably the tavern, because that's where they always congregate. So we'll go check there real quick. We're going to do this quest just because I think it raises the reputation a little bit. I think we'll get paid. And we're headed over this anyways, so... Oh well. It's no real skin off my back. So I usually congregate over at this tavern or the church. It's one of the two. I haven't really seen the millionaire villagers anywhere else. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Christ almighty. Okay, well that's not good. Okay, we're going to try and just interact with these people and hope we get the person I need. I think they're in here. Hey, who are you? No. No. Okay, maybe this was not a good idea. Husband's lunch right there. Frida, or no... Yeah, okay. Dang it. Okay, maybe this was not a good idea. I'm starting to regret this decision. Who are you? Why can't I interact with you? Alright, whatever. Let me out! Let me out! Okay. Yeah, no, that completely screwed up my next log. Well, let's see. Husband's lunch, she worked there, so maybe he works somewhere else? Okay, this might just be a failed quest at this point, so let me see if it, like, logs the quest. Oh, there he is. Arnvald Ansvald. Or sorry, Arnvald Ansvald? Yeah, sure. So, okay. I wish I sort of knew who he was, what he did. Let's see if we can figure out... Oh, there he is, he's right there. He's a guard. No. Oop, there he is. Okay, go. There we go. A little bit of quest. I didn't even get paid for it, I don't think. Okay, whatever. Reputation. Let me out! Please! Alright, that went better than I thought it would. So let's go ahead and get the cobblestone and the stone. Nighttime comes, so we're just gonna sleep it off. In the meantime, I have the room. Shrub ale, dirt clump, horrible. Water ball, not the worst. Dried plant fiber, Not very good rewards. No rewards. So you get like this money from the shop. I think there's another way to get this money from like coins and then turning it into one of the people at the custom NPCs over at the trader area, but honestly, I have yet to actually use the shop. Everything's very overpriced. I mean, like, a dirt clump? Okay, yeah, sure. Sticks? Yeah, sure, I'll totally buy that. Not. That's right. Let's get the cobblestone and the stone. Once we do that, we will then be able to create masonry bricks. Beautiful, beautiful masonry bricks, and we'll be able to use it from using the pit kiln and putting our stone in there. Horrible chance, over almost half of all the things we put in here will be destroyed. But once we get the stone kiln it'll take longer, but we'll get 100% return. So I look forward to that. So let's get like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, well, it's out of stock. Okay. And we'll just purchase the rest. I am overweight, so I can't move anymore. So we're going to have to use the cursed method of dropping everything out of our inventory and walking over to here so that I can then dump it into this chest. There we go, I can walk again. And we'll take it out as we need it. Let's go ahead and just do a little bit of inventory management. I'll take this and sort of just add it there. Do this. Do this. Craft a little bit of that up. And I think that will do it. Yep, okay. So that's been episode 2 of my Journey Beyond the Abyss playthrough. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope it was informative, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.